Good afternoon. This is Shobhit Uppal. Thank you all for joining us. We have announced our financial results for Q3 FY22. During Q3 FY22, the company has achieved a turnover of 683.50 crores and a PAT of 42.33 crores in comparison to a turnover of 536.13 crores and a PAT of 14.72 crores in Q3 FY21. EPS of the company for Q3 FY22 is rupees 6.32 as compared to rupees 2.20 in Q3 FY21. During the Q3 FY22, the company's EBITDA margin is 10.89% as compared to 6.80%, PAT margin of 6.19% as compared to 2.75% in the corresponding period of last financial year. During the 9 months ended on 31st December 21, the company has achieved a turnover of rupees 1961.60 crores and a PAT of 112.91 crores in comparison to a turnover of rupees 1220.49 crores and a PAT of 40.17 crores in the 9 months ended on 31st December 20. EPS of the company for 9 months ended on 31st December 21 is rupees 16.85 as compared to rupees 6 in the corresponding 9 months of the last financial year. During 9 months ended on 31st December 21, the company's EBITDA margin is 10.75% as compared to 8.46%. PAT margin is 5.76% as compared to 3.29% in the corresponding 9 months of the last financial year. Net order book of the company as on 31st December 2021 stood at 6,662 crores to be executed in the next 2 to 2.5 years. Total order inflow during 9 months ended on 31st December 21 is 1,267 crores. Thank you. Those are our opening remarks. We are open for questions now.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin with the question and answer session. Anyone wishing to ask a question may please press star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. The first question is from the line of Vibhor Singhal from Phillip Capital. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Thanks for taking my question and congrats on very strong execution yet again.
Thank you.
I think the last 3-4 quarters have been really strong for us in terms of execution. So, sir, just wanted to basically ask 2 questions. One is, sir, in this quarter we did a top line of almost the same as the last quarter. Generally, second quarter is impacted by monsoon. While we did very well this quarter in terms of a 28% YoY growth, was there some impact of monsoons or some other external factor because of which the execution was maybe little lower than what we and maybe you were also expecting? And could that also spill over to the next quarter?
Look, our execution or our output is on lines with what we had projected.
Okay.
So we are not disappointed. Yes, NGT ban affected the working in and around NCR for about a month or so. But that now is an annual feature and we had expected that. Otherwise, the supply chain has been affected, though projects continued, but third wave did affect the supply chain. But our execution output is more or less on expected lines.
Sure, sir. And sir, since you touched upon the third wave of impacting the supply chain, so have we seen any impact in the first 45 days on execution in Q4, or do you think it should be again a good strong quarter for us again?
No, the quarter would be strong, but yes, as I said, the headwinds are there.
Okay.
While the work has continued, and things are improving, but the supply chain is affected, as can be seen from the volatility in the prices of the raw materials.
Got it, sir. Got it. And sir, our margins also were quite stable at around 10%, despite, as you mentioned, about the very sharp jump in all the cost raw material prices. Do you believe we should be able to take the margin back to our historical levels of around 12-13% in the next couple of quarters, or do you think it's going to be some time before we reach those levels?
So I had mentioned in the last call 3 months ago that in the coming financial year we are expecting to take it back to those levels.
Okay, so next year we should probably expect in a similar kind of range as we had been doing earlier.
Yes.
Got it, sir. Got it. So last question on the order book. Our order book, while at quite strong at around 6,600 crores as you mentioned, but I think the order info this year has been around 1,200 crores, quite significantly lower than what we have come to expect from you, given the very strong order info in FY21. So anything that you would want to maybe call out on that part, that because of which is there more of competition, or are you expecting some lumpy orders to come in the next few months?
So this is also, if I may say, by design. I had mentioned again, I'm repeating in the last call and my various interactions with all of you or some of your colleagues, that there has been intense competition, and we deliberately, while we continue to bid, but we are not throwing caution to the winds, we deliberately are being conservative, and that's why, since we are well stocked in terms of our order book, we are deliberately being cautious and we are not bidding indiscriminately.
Got it, sir. Got it. Thank you so much for taking my questions. I'll get back in the queue if I have anything more.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Ashish Shah from Centrum Broking. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Ashish.
Thanks. Sir, first thing is, can you just talk a little bit about the overall working capital situation in terms of number of days, where it stands, and our historical some pockets of problem like West Bengal, Bihar, etc. How are they at this moment?
So I'll answer your second question first. The historical problematic projects, so to say, they are no longer problematic. Our projects in West Bengal, the auditorium project and the Milan Mela project, which primarily are the projects with the state government, they are well underway and nearing completion. The auditorium will be completed in September, and the state government is now releasing funds for that. The Milan Mela is slated for inauguration in March or first week of April. As far as Bihar is concerned, our projects now, the 2 hospitals are now moving successfully, and we are looking at a targeted completion end of this year for both the hospital projects. The large project, the 890 crore animal husbandry project, the veterinary college and animal husbandry project, that we had said last time also is awaiting environmental clearance and is slated, was projected to begin in April, and that is still so. The first meeting of the environmental committee has happened, and in the second meeting, the clearance is expected to be granted. As far as the working capital cycle is concerned, Satbir will take that question. Satbir, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Working capital cycle is around 89 days.
Sir, can't hear you very well, sir. If you can just speak a little louder, sir. Thank you.
Hello. Are you hearing me?
Yes, yes.
That working capital cycle is 89 days.
Okay. And our gross debt will be zero, right? I mean, or almost negligible.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and the cash position, if you may, please.
Cash position.
Cash position 172 crores.
172 crore. And mobilization advances?
320 crores.
320 crores. Okay. This last question.
So that is 270. 270.
270. Okay. Just lastly, what is the status of the Sion Hospital which we got and the Tata Hospital as well? When are we likely to commence work in those projects? What is the overall position? If you can please highlight it.
The Tata Hospital, the approval, it's gone for approval to the Central Ministry. The board of Bhabha Atomic Research and Energy Center, they've recommended it, and it's gone to the Central Ministry for approval. As far as the Sion Hospital is concerned, the construction is underway.
Okay. Sure. So how much is done approximately? I mean, did we start in Q3?
Yeah, we started in Q3. At the moment, about 10% is done.
Right. Sure. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parvez Akhtar Qazi from Edelweiss Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon.
Hi, Parvez.
My question, and congratulations for the good set of numbers.
Thank you.
So first, with respect to third wave, I mean, obviously there is going to be some impact, as you already highlighted. So based on whatever has happened till now, do we expect that we'll be able to match at least Q3 execution in Q4, or it can be lower than what we have done in Q3?
We should be able to cross a turnover of 2,500 crores.
Sure.
If that answers your question.
Sure. And with regards to FY23, what is the kind of growth that we are now targeting?
20%.
20%. Also, with respect to bidding intensity, I mean, you have been highlighting for the past couple of quarters that it has remained high. So has there been any change in bidding, or it continues to be intensive? And in light of that, what is the kind of order intake that we foresee going ahead?
We are targeting an order inflow in the next financial year of about 2,000 to 2,500 crores. As I had mentioned last time, the intensity will continue to be high. It continues to be high and will continue to be high at least till the first half of the next financial year. But what we are seeing is that the large scale of projects of larger magnitude, the numbers is increasing, right? We are bidding for 2 projects. The tenders are underway, which are in excess of 1,500 crores. So, and then we're bidding for about 5 or 6 projects which are between 500 to 800 crores. So such orders now are increasing, if you understand what I'm saying, right? So competition in such orders is expected to be lesser.
So these were my questions. I'll come back to it. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to the next question. That is from the line of Rajat from iThought. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity. So I just wanted to understand, are we facing any issues when it comes to payments from the government or otherwise private clients?
As you know, nearly 85% of our order book is with the government, and out of that, nearly 50% is healthcare. So on those projects, we're not facing any problem. As far as the private sector is concerned, most of our clients are clients with whom we've had a long relationship. So there also, there are no major problems.
Okay. So basically, no payment issues so far we are facing. No issues we are facing, right?
At the moment, no.
Okay. And sir, on the raw material side, just to understand, I mean, have we moved to what kind of fixed price orders do we have? I mean, what percentage of the total order book do we have as fixed price order book right now?
I think about 15% of our order book is fixed price.
So, just to understand this impact of rising, material costs and all, which everybody is facing the heat. So, are we also facing the heat only in that part of the order book, or how is it?
No, in that part of the order book, so definitely we are facing the impact. In some of the other order book also, while cement and steel price is governed by, or price escalation is governed by indices for cement and steel. So that over the long term kind of balances out. But the other escalations are covered by WPI, which we are finding that the increase is not commensurate with the increase in the prices of those raw materials like aluminium, copper, so on and so forth. So there, yes, in the short term, we are expecting to take a hit.
Okay. All right. And sir, what led to the decline in other operating expenditure in quarter 3? I think the number came to 6 crores from 1670 crores last quarter.
Now, repeat your question. You're saying the decline?
Yeah, decline in other expenses.
Just last quarter we have made a provision for the CSR expenses.
Payment.
Just CSR payments, that is around 6 crore. And because of that is the amount of the excess with the 3.5 crore, that has been reversed in this quarter.
Okay, it has been written back, you are saying, right? Sorry, I couldn't. Did you say yes?
So that since we utilized funds in excess of what we were required to do, that we have written back.
Understood. And sir, how is the order pipeline for the hospital side at the moment?
At the moment, our order book, the pipeline is about 2,500 crores. The hospitals are about 1,000 crores.
Okay, understood. And sir, are we seeing any traction in the private side now? And this is my last question. Are we seeing any traction in the private side?
Yes, we are, but industry as an industry, yes, but we are very wary. We continue to be wary. But yeah, on the private side, for industrial construction, we are seeing green shoots, and that is something that we will be focused on going forward.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much and wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, may please press star and 1. The next question is on the line of Shravan Shah from Dolat Capital Markets. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you and congratulations for a good set of numbers.
Thanks.
Sir, coming to the revenue front, you said in excess of 2,500 crore for FY22. So if I do the math, then it comes only 538 crore for fourth quarter, which is significant lower than the last time 761 and this quarter 683. So just trying to further understand how much can we see a flattish or decline or some growth in the fourth quarter YY?
No, I said excess of 2,500 crores. 2,500 is the projection that I had given last time. So it will be well in excess of that.
Okay, and next year you said it would be a 20% growth we are looking at.
Yes.
And then whatever the pressure you said on the input cost, despite that we can see a 12% kind of a EBITDA margin next year.
Yes, because we have already in the large projects that we are doing, we have already bunged in the orders where materials where the prices have been exceptionally volatile are used. Okay, so and the further orders that we are expecting to get should cover, the prices should also stabilize. The increase would not, even if the increase is there, the price increase would not be as volatile as it has been in this year. So we are expecting, yes, that we will get back to 12% margins.
Okay. And on the order inflow, so are we L1 in any of the orders, and how much we can add in next 1.5 months?
Hopefully, we are hoping that this order in which we are L1 in one order, which is this Tata. It's about 715 crores. This should come in before the year closes.
Okay, and nothing other than that we have bidded where we can see some inflow can come before March end?
We have bid for 3 other large projects which aggregate about 2,000 crores. But it's difficult to say as of now whether they will be awarded before the close of the financial year.
So, and these 2003 projects would be in NCR and in the hospital segment?
One is in hospital segment. All 3 are residential. 2 are in NCR and 1 is in Jaipur. 1 is hospital. The one in Jaipur is a hospital.
Okay, got it. Sir, I need couple of data points, particularly order book breakup or segment, region and government, private.
We'll provide them to you. Yeah.
That is sector-wise. Government is 85% and private is 15%. And segment-wise, this is commercial, 4.83%, hospital, 44%, infrastructure, 12.26%, residential, 17.43%, and hotel is 1.03%.
Sir, could you repeat the last 2 again? So 12.61 post that, can you repeat?
Hold on. Infrastructure 12.26, institutional 20.44, residential 17.43, and hotel is 1.03.
And in terms of the balance sheet mobilization advance, you said 270 crore. How much is retention and unbilled revenue, sir?
Yeah, hold on. So retention is 196 crore.
Okay.
Total debtors besides retention is 490 crore. Total 687 crores. And inventory 261 crore.
Okay.
327 crore.
Sorry, unbilled is how much?
Unbilled revenue 327 crore.
377. 27. Okay. 27. And then how much is payable, sir?
Payable 634.
64. And capex, how much we have done and how much left for the fourth quarter?
Pardon?
Capex, how much we done in 9 months and how much left for the fourth quarter?
Capex till 9 months 19 crore 70 lakhs. And particular
Okay.
4.56 crore.
Sorry, 4.56 to be spent in the fourth quarter.
No, he's saying 4.56 has been spent out of 19. 4.56 has been spent in the third quarter, and in the fourth quarter, it is likely to be about 2 crores.
2 crore. So even in the next year also, the range will remain the 50 crore only, the capex.
No, it should be about same. Say we are looking at about 21-22 crores this year. It will be in the same range.
Okay, got it. And the working capital days, as you mentioned, that now in terms of the payment from the West Bengal, no issues as such. So it should. Can we see some improvement in the working capital days by March end?
Yes, not by March end, but in the next financial year, definitely. I think with the pandemic behind us, the working normalcy should start happening as far as the finances of various state governments is concerned.
Okay. And sir, you also mentioned about some big tenders. So 1,500. So apart from 2,000 crore that you said you bid, and then 2,500 crore is the bid pipeline. So apart from that, anything that you want to highlight in terms of the orders that we can look at in next 6 months, 9 months?
No, I don't want to go, for obvious reasons, do not want to go into specific details. I've already given you broad numbers and the scale of the jobs that we are interested in bidding for.
Okay. All the best, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Parikshit Kanpal from HDFC Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi Shobit. Congratulations on a good quarter. So my first question is on the total order inflow financial year to date is how much, and total order backlog.
Your voice is a little blurred. Or is a little reverberating. Could you repeat the question?
I'm asking what is the total order inflows FY2022 financial year to date, and what is the total order backlog?
So the net order backlog 6,662 crores, and order inflow till date is 1,267 crores in this financial year.
So another 700, the Tata Hospital, if it comes, then we'll close at the year at about 2,000 crores.
Yes.
So inflows, sorry.
Yes.
So my question is that now we are on a very high base, and we are at 2,700, so upward of 2,500 crores, and next year we are projecting 20% growth. So historically we've been taking 2,000, 2,500 crores orders. So from the growth perspective, we need to now ramp up these inflows, otherwise not be able to grow at 10-15%. So any sense, any views there, for the years ahead, can the order inflows be much higher than that 22,500 crore number you are guiding? Because otherwise the growth will not keep up the pace.
No. So generally, our with our track record and what we project and what we plan, we always aim to replenish what the kind of revenue or top line we achieve. That quantum we should replenish, right? So this year we should close at about 2,000 crores. We've deliberately been conservative, as I said, keeping the competitive intensity in mind. We didn't want to be indiscriminate, and we were well stocked up. So next year, as I said in one of the earlier comments in this call, that we are targeting about 2,500 crores, 2,000 crores to 2,500 crores. And then hopefully in the following 2 years, it should go up significantly. It should cross 3,000 crores.
Got it. The second question is, Sadhvi sir, if we can give a breakup of the order book region-wise, north, south, east, and west.
Yes, what you asking?
Region-wise order book.
Region-wise. This is east 43.69%, north 37.25%, and west 18.32%, south 0.75%.
So again, Shobit, my question was on south. So earlier in the call you did touch about that there are 3 projects. So you are looking at 2 residential projects, apparently in NCR. So just wanted to...
One is a residential project, one is a commercial project, and one is a hospital in Jaipur.
Okay. So from my viewpoint, the south market continues to be the best performing residential market. Where we have negligible presence. So and everyone is talking about real estate upcycle, and there are tier 1 developers are gaining market share. So again, my question here is, are we looking to increase our exposure in the south market? Are we increasing our business development activity, bidding activity there? So because you are old player in this segment, and there is really lack of quality players in the building segment of your size and execution capability with a strong balance sheet. So any reworking, any rethoughts on bidding on the private real estate in south?
So 2 parts to your question. One part, whether we have revived or we are increasing our business development activities in the southern part of the country. Yes, we are. A month ago, we bid for the AIIMS BB Nagar project in Hyderabad. We were not L1, but that tender has since been cancelled, and we are going to bid again aggressively. But the second part of your question, whether we are going to be focused on targeting private real estate developers in the southern part of the country in the short term of the next 6 months, no. We want this part of the private sector to stabilize further. We want to bide our time and then decide who we will work with as far as the private real estate developers are concerned. This is purely based on our experience and experience of our contemporaries with developers in the past 5-7 years. So we are being cautious.
So basically, government BD will continue, and you will try to ramp it up as in when the orders come in. Private, you will wait and watch till things stabilize before expanding.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And just last thing on the margin. So you said next year we'll touch about 12%. So that would be something like a peak margin for us, or you believe there is some more headroom that we can go between 12 to 13%, given the current state of commodity prices. So can you give some color there?
Look, next year it will be about 12%. I think the peak margins, if memory serves me right, we had crossed 13% at one point in time.
Right.
Ultimately, yes, the aspiration is to get there. But next year, let me stay with the projection that I've given earlier.
Okay. Okay, and this bus terminal project, any thoughts on monetizing it or continue with that?
Which one? Just repeat that, please. Hello?
The bus terminal project, that is
Kota.
Yeah, so any thoughts on monetizing it or continue with us? What is the
At the moment we are
there
continuing. The market scenario being what it is due to the pandemic, ultimately we would want to monetize it, but the response has not been up to our expectations. So, we will continue. I think in the short term we will continue the way we are. But let me tell you, during December, that mall has hit the highest footfalls, especially at the time between Christmas and New Year. That mall hit the highest footfalls that it has ever seen. So things are improving, and that's why maybe the monetization bit may happen in the next year to 2 years.
Okay, just last thing on, so we had some residential inventory which we had taken over against our payments, plus we have some raw land lying, I think in the eastern part of country and some other places. So any thoughts, if you can quantify what is the total residential inventory lying with us, and any thoughts on monetization of residential inventory and the land bank which we have?
Its residential inventory is coming at 38.92 crores.
38.9 crores, sir.
And we are looking to, by and by, we are disposing this off. We are looking to dispose this off.
Any disposal in this quarter, sir? Third quarter?
In this quarter, there has been no disposal, no.
And what about the land bank which we have, like the raw land which we have in the company?
There is one raw land, large chunk of land which we have in Kolkata. We are looking to get the land use changed and then monetize it. Either we will develop it, or if we get a good price, our first priority would be to dispose it off. But that is now become a very prime chunk of land, because we have metro development, we have a station coming there, there is a mall, a station is already there now, and there's a mall next to it. So it's actually in the heart of the city now.
Where is it, which location and how many acres?
This is totally about 4.7 acres, and it is near the Highland Park development, Highland Mall. It's on the Eastern Metropolitan Bypass.
And what will be the market value? Any sense? I mean, you have broad sense on this. What will be the market value?
Frankly speaking, at the moment, I would not be able to put a value to that.
Okay, sure. And what kind of development you will look at? Because you saying you may look at changing and develop it. So is it a commercial?
It would be primarily a residential development, if at all we go that route.
Is it like we're trying to now get into real estate, or is it
No, not at all. We are not trying to get into real estate. Howsoever we can best leverage this piece of land, we will do it and get returns on that.
Maybe it will be a one-off case or one-off project.
Yeah. We have no intentions of becoming a developer.
Sure, sir. Thank you, sir. Those were my questions.
Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Jiten Rushi from Axis Capital. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir, and congratulations on good set of numbers. Sir, I just want to understand on the Central Vista opportunity. So going forward, what kind of opportunity we see, and where are we qualified to bid for these projects, and what is the timeline where you can expect the awarding to happen, sir?
So look, there is one tender which has come out of the Central Vista, of which pre-qualification has been done. There are 4 companies qualified. which is Larsen & Toubro, Tata Projects, Nagarjuna, and Ahluwalia contracts. This tender is due for bidding in the last week of March. We will definitely bid, but again, seeing how aggressively the likes of L&T and Tata bid, and our experience with the first project which we successfully handed over, margins were muted for obvious reasons. So I don't know. We will not bid aggressively. So that is the next Central Vista project. After this, I think the next project will come out in about 5 to 6 months' time.
Okay. So basically, this is for the I forgot. This is for which part of the Central Vista? This is the project which you have bid for.
This is the executive enclave, which will house the Prime Minister's office and residence. Yeah.
Right. And sir, I also want some closing order backlog for few projects. So if I may ask, can you just for this Bihar project, the Chhapra and the Nalanda, what is the outstanding order backlog?
We have those details. Yeah.
Sir, is it good?
Sadhbir is just going to give them to you.
Yeah.
Bihar, Chhapra.
Bihar.
Chhapra, Nalanda.
Chhapra is remaining work is 226 crores out of 5 crores.
Nalanda?
Nalanda, this is 172 crores against total order book 383 crores.
Then J&K Ames?
J&K Ames, Jammu Ames.
Jammu Ames, sorry.
This is 1017 crores against 1254 crores.
And on this, that 250-bed hospital, specialized hospital in Hamirpur, then the Sion Hospital, then the MMRDA, Mandale Depot Architectural Project, and this construction of high-rise complex in Bhubaneswar. So can you share the same, sir?
Hamirpur 243 crores against 323 crores.
243, okay.
Sion is approximately, this is 519 crores against 533 crores.
Mm-hmm. And MMRDA project, Mandale Depot.
MMRDA, this is 474 crores against 530 crores.
And this
that one is 298 crores against 309 crores.
298, okay. And sir, any other project, larger project which is missing? Because sir, the problem is we don't have the order backlog figures for last couple of quarters, 3 quarters where the presentations were not available. So we
will make these presentations available to you now. Our IR team will, if you could reach out to Sadhbir.
So okay.
And Sadhbir, and then we will have a dedicated IR contact person alongside Sadhbir, who will now start interacting with all of you again.
So this animal husbandry is still the same only, so there is no change in that project, right?
Yeah, that I think if you heard my earlier comment.
Yeah, you have said, I heard that. And sir, the other 2 projects which you had received, the Infosys campus project and the Kolkata New Town.
Infosys has started. It is underway. In fact, that order value has been, in fact, they're increasing their area a bit. And, let me just also clarify on the Z1 project. Z1 project, their approvals were stalled, but last month their approvals came. So now that project has also started with full intensity.
Okay. And so the Infosys, what would be the size? Because I know it's a very small 59 crore project, but the new size would be...
At the moment, the that order value now would be about, I think, 65 crores.
And that Kolkata affordable housing project which you had received 229 crore, what is the status out there, sir?
That also, the notice to proceed we have received 15 days ago because they did not have airport clearance from AAI, because that is in Rajarhat and it was in that funnel. So that also they've got 15 days ago, and that project is now started. We've broken ground.
That is still 229 crore only. That is.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. So In terms of now, sir, as you said, the collection efficiency is improved, but working capital is still expected to remain high. So, sir, how are we trying to bring down the collection efficiency? What kind of measures we have taken to improve the collection efficiency and bring down the working capital going forward, which you said from FY23 likely to happen? So, what measures are we expected to take now, or just a normal course of business?
Look, we've tightened our belt. We started this 2 years ago when the pandemic hit. So we're going to continue with the same. It's not that we're going to become lax. And as I said, 45% of our order book is healthcare, and government. So the client, there seems to be no paucity of funds. So all we have to do is execute with efficiency, and the funding will happen because the central government as well as the state governments where we are doing these projects, they are extremely keen on for political reasons as well as for obvious reasons because of pandemic and whatever has transpired in the last 2 years. They want these projects to be up and running, right?
So Bihar project also, sir, we can see if the collection will improve now as the project has kick-started.
Yes. What has happened in Bihar and Bengal, and as I said, the governments are coming out of it because the pandemic is waning. The treasury, the state government had directed the treasury to focus the funding on corona fighting measures. Right? That is why now that is behind us. We know it for a fact now. As I said, for the auditorium project, Milan Mela project, the last month we've seen the money started rolling in. So the focus of the government here has now shifted back to other development activities.
Sir, can we assume that you can win more projects from NBCC going forward, or in the West Bengal region, Kolkata, things have improved now? Any thought on that? Just thought I want to know, because you were doing a lot of NBCC projects in the past also.
So yes, we were doing, and over the last 8 to 9 months, we had deliberately stopped bidding aggressively for NBCC projects. Now, one of the projects the residential project that I mentioned is an NBCC project. It's a large project, yes, Sarojini Nagar. So, we were in talk with NBCC top management. We wanted certain changes in the commercial conditions. They have been kind enough to accommodate us. It was not only us; other large bidders also wanted. Yes. So we going forward are going to bid for NBCC jobs. As far as Calcutta is concerned, as far as Calcutta or Bengal is concerned, I don't think there are any large NBCC projects coming there. But we see renewed activity from the state government for healthcare projects and other institutional projects there.
Okay. So basically, Jaipur is a AIIMS project, if I may ask you?
It's not an AIIMS project. It's a SMS hospital, Sawai Man Singh Hospital. It's a government hospital. The state PWD has called the tenders, and there have been 4 bids.
And this one commercial project which you said is also a government project, or which you are planning,
you can call it a semi-government project. I'll tell you, it's the India Expo Mart, which we had constructed. It's in Greater Noida, where it's a convention center and an Expo Mart, which we had built many, many years ago. They're coming up with an expansion. So there are 3 bids, to my knowledge, which have been received. 3 large ones, L&T, Nagarjuna, Shapurji and us. So, that we don't know the status of that bid, because in all probabilities they will open it privately.
But these will be like more of a competitive intensity, and that challenge will remain for these.
That challenge will remain, but hopefully, as there are 3 large bidders, so the intensity we expect, and we have seen also now, at least in the top 4 or 5 companies, there seems to be greater discipline.
Got it, sir. Okay, so hope you win any of these in the future, and we can see a good pipeline going forward and visibility. Thank you, sir, and all.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We'll move on to the next question. That is on the line of Prem Khurana from Anand Rathi. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for taking my questions, and congratulations, very good set of numbers. Most of my questions have already been answered, so just clarifications mostly from my side. So to begin with, I mean, essentially, when you spoke about Calcutta, I think you said you could also look at development on this land parcel. I mean, if you could clarify, I mean, when you say, I mean, you're planning to do a development, I mean, would you like to do it on your own, or you could also consider a JDL, and so that your scope is only to the extent of providing the land and the marketing or the other stuff that is kind of required to kind of have real estate projects up would be with the partner, because they would be more kind of keen to the way real estate operates.
Prem, all the options are open. As I said, whatever gives maximum returns, whatever model gives maximum returns to us, we will follow that. Our first preference would still be to dispose of the land and get the money back into our balance sheet. But it all depends on the kind of returns that whichever model gives us the most. We are open for tying up with a local developer. We worked with most of them, and the last option can still be just developing, because construction expertise exists. Just developing the land and then marketing it ourselves. That is the last option.
Sure. And so on this Jammu AIIMS, I think initially we were facing some issues and it started moving good, but how's the status now? I mean, is it moving good, or you still see some scope, I mean, in terms of when it could move even better?
Yes, it can. It's picked up speed, but it will. We expect it to move even better in the next. Starting March, we expect it to pick up further speed.
Sure. Any comment on the monthly billing run rate that you are expecting? I mean, what is it now, and where do you see it go? I mean, let's say in FY2023.
Specifically at AIIMS?
Yes, sir, AIIMS.
So we are doing a billing of about 30 crores, and we expect it to be ramped up in the next financial year to about 45 to 50 crores.
Okay. And Satbeer, just one clarification. I think you said cash balance is around 170 odd crore rupees, but when I look at our balance sheet for let's say, I mean, Q2 end or September end, cash and bank together was almost around 345. So how do we explain this drop, or is it only, I mean, the cash number that you've given us, the bank balance is separate?
This is cash and bank balances?
Yeah. Yes.
This is 172 crores as on 31st December.
Okay. So this is only cash, right? Because when I look at the first half balance sheet, cash and bank balance put together was almost around 345. So I'm not sure, I mean, how did this, because, I mean, when we gave working capital number has kind of contracted, I mean, from 92 odd days to 89. So essentially, I mean, there should have been some improvement, but the cash number seems to be lower than what you had given us, I mean, last time. I mean, from 345, it seems to have come down to 170. So how do I reconcile this?
So what is happening here? There is cash and bank balances you are asking, that is 225 crore in last quarter as of 30th September. That's down to 172 crore. But basically, what is your bank balances? Another schedule is that 17 number. This was 123 crores as on 30th September, but now it's 192 crores.
Oh, okay. So
totality you will work out, so that would be increase of around 30 crores.
Yeah, sure. That clarifies. Thank you. And all the very best for future. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Rohit Balakrishnan from iThought PMS. Please go ahead.
Hello. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes.
So, congratulations on good numbers, sir. Sir, just wanted to, I think in one of the earlier questions on the question of order inflow, where you alluded to the fact that next year onwards you'll conservatively at least backfill your execution that you do. So I just wanted to understand, you in your past Concall you mentioned that there is a fair bit of competition and you are sort of not really going aggressive. So what you're saying for the next year onwards, probably you will increase, your order inflow will increase. So is there anything changing that from the competitive positioning, or what is making you comfortable to sort of bid more and increase your pipeline?
So two things. One of the things I mentioned that, the size of the orders or the size of the tenders coming, we are seeing an increase, right? Which means that in some of the jobs, the larger scale jobs, we expect the competitive intensity to be lesser, and the competition, because as I mentioned, would be amongst the top 4, 5, 6 companies who have now started bidding in a more disciplined fashion. So that is one. Second, what we are also seeing is that the mid-level players who have bid indiscriminately, they have burnt their fingers, especially with the volatility in the prices, in the commodity prices. So we expect even in that segment more discipline to be there. That is why we had kind of been very conservative in the last 6 months of this financial year. And we expect going forward, even with this conservative approach, we are slated to end the year with about 2,000 crores of new orders. So next year we are targeting about 2,500 crores. So we feel that should be achieved, and the margins will be better.
Right. Well, that's very helpful. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move on to the next question. That is on the line of Parvez Akhtar Qazi from Edelweiss Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks for taking my follow-up question. So just wanted 2 data points from Satbeer, sir. One is, what would be our average cost of borrowings currently? And second is, what would be our gross debt level? Thanks.
First question was what?
Cost of borrowing.
Cost of borrowing is 7%, 7.1% approximately. And the debt is 20.32 crores.
Gross debt is 0.
20.32 crores.
Sure, sir. Thanks.
Thank you. We'll move on to the next question. That is on the line of Meet Parekh from Anand Rathi. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for the opportunity. So, in the mobilization advance, how much is interest bearing?
How much?
Is interest bearing.
Interest bearing mobilization advance.
Most of it is, Satbeer will get back to you with the accurate figure, but most of it is interest bearing.
Okay, sir. And one more thing, how much more mobilization advance is expected?
We are not looking to utilize the full quota of mobilization advance that we can avail. So as far as the Bihar project is concerned, which is about to begin, at the most we will take about 5% of the advance, though the tender provides for 10%. And in the long run, the company, the management is actively working to look at to operate projects from internal accruals. It is only the pandemic, which, during the pandemic we started taking advances again. But we expect that in 2 years from now, if all things remain normal, we would not be dependent on mobilization advance from clients.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for the answer. And that is from my side.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to the participants, anyone wishing to ask a question, please press star and 1. Participants, if you wish to ask a question, you may please press star and 1. As there are no further questions, I now hand the conference over to the management for the closing comments.
Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. I think if there are any follow-up questions, please feel free to reach out to Satbeer, and our IR cell will answer those questions. and I hope to talk to you again soon. We hope to talk to you again soon when our financial results for the entire year are released in about 2 months' time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Ambit